Here is Anne Fry presenting the keynote at the Sjogren Syndrome National Patient Conference in Washington, D.C. in April of 2013.
It was March the 17th, 2006. I was crossing the George Washington Bridge from New Jersey into New York. Anybody know that? Okay. I was really excited because I was just about to start my reinvented life. What that means is I was moving to New York City at the ripe old age of 60 just to have a new adventure. I was excited beyond belief. And as we pulled across the bridge, halfway across the bridge, I remember just crying with excitement about facing the new part of my life. How many of you have reinvented yourself at some point in your life? Really? Took a lot of courage. A lot of people said, "What are you doing? Are you crazy? You're moving to New York?" I mean, really, come on. I was living in Austin, Texas at the time and had been there for 20 years, but I just wanted something new and different. So let me backtrack a little bit and tell you a little bit about myself in earlier years. I was born in Miami, Florida, and when I was 4 years old, my parents divorced, and I was raised by my mom as a single mom. And then when I was 19 years old, my father died suddenly of heart attack on Thanksgiving morning. He wasn't with us. They were divorced. He was someplace else. We got a phone call. Your father just died. Now, what's significant about that is that it sort of changed the way Thanksgiving was for me. And it was always my favorite holiday until then. It sort of is again, but until then. So Thanksgiving was always a little weird. So then we fast forward. I'm 31 years old. I am a college professor living in the suburbs of Chicago. I'm happy. I'm married. I'm pregnant. And my mother and my brother come to Chicago to have Thanksgiving with us. And it was really the first time we'd all been together again for Thanksgiving. So it was a way of redeeming the experience of Thanksgiving. My brother arrives from Atlanta. My mother arrives from Miami. And my brother says, "You know, I feel something funny under my arm. I woke up and I think, I don't know, I've got this funny thing under my arm." We took him to the doctor. The doctor said, "Where do you live?" He said, "Atlanta." He said, "Get back there and see somebody quickly." Suffice it to say, he was 26 at that point. He died of malignant melanoma by the time he was 27, before Thanksgiving of the next year. And 2.5 weeks after that, another brother was killed in a car wreck. Now, why do I tell you this? I don't tell you this to make you sad. I tell you this because, you know, things just don't always go as planned, right? And along the way, when things don't go as well as we plan, or we just don't think they should go that way, we practice our ability to be resilient. And a lot of what this talk is going to be about tonight is going to be about resiliency. And we'll have a little fun and have some slides and all of that. But I wanted you to know something about me. So let me get back. It's 2006, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. My son drops me off at my new apartment, takes everything into the apartment, and he takes off for the parade with some of his best friends that live in New York. And there I am in my new apartment in New York City saying, "Oh my God, here I am. I'm 60 years old, starting over in a new city. What the heck do I do?" He stayed a few days, and then I truly was on my own. And everything went really, really well for about 3 years. It was perfect. I was traveling all over the country, doing keynote speeches like this. I was coaching executives and doing organizational development work, visiting clients, doing a lot of work by phone. I had a really great life. It was really, really excellent. And I was loving New York. I mean, it was getting great with the subways. I hardly ever got lost anymore. I was going to Lincoln Center. I was going to theater. Just lovely. In April of 2009, I just finished writing a book. I put it all together from my great reinvention. Looked like this. You'll see it on a slide in a minute. It's called 60 Sexy, Sassy, and Free, A Real Woman's Story of Reinvention. I just finished that, thinking I'm going to really make it big now. I'm going to be on the speaker circuit. I'm going to be talking about the book. I'm going to be motivating people to reinvent their lives at the ripe old age of whatever they are. And then, in August of that same year, I go for my routine gynecological exam. We find a little something, we do all the tests, and I get that dreaded phone call from my doctor that says, "Anne, it's malignant, you have breast cancer." It wasn't supposed to be like that. You see the theme here? It wasn't supposed to be like that? Say after me, it wasn't supposed to be that way. right? Some of you have experienced that for sure. So, there I am, bopping through life. A little bit of a detour. If I was courageous, I guess I was really going to have to be courageous now. This was going to take a different kind of courage. Remember, I was living alone, divorced, no partner, self-employed, self-sufficient financially, and there I am, diagnosed with this illness. Wow. Didn't know what to do. So, we all have those days that we never forget, right? The days that somebody asks us to marry, and we say yes, or the day that our first child is born, or the day that Elvis Presley died. That was a big one for me. I was really devastated by that. And then, truthfully, the devastating ones, like the days planes go into the New York Trade Center, there are those days we never forget. And getting a call that you have a diagnosis is one of those days that you never forget. I can't tell you the date. It doesn't matter. But I can tell you the memory of the call. Just like you can probably tell me the memory of some physician saying to you, you have Sjogren's, if you are one of the people at this conference that has Sjogren's. I remember that one too, when my rheumatologist called me and said, you have Sjogren's. So, what do we do? How do we handle all that? The thing that we have in common here today is personal illness. Whether you are the person who has that illness, whether you are the loved one of someone that has that illness, or whether you're a medical professional that has patients that have that illness. That's our common bond in this room. So I hope to share some thoughts with you as we move forward with the rest of my talk. I promise that there will be a few little chuckles along the way. This is not all serious. I just needed to get the serious business out of the way, and we will proceed.